It is a Monday morning. Hope you had a great weekend. I did some hiking, what else I did? I went out to the ocean, didn't surf, but did some bike rides and stuff. It was beautiful. What can I tell you? The weather looks good this week. Wind will be the main the election, right? The election will be the headline. But in terms of the weather department, which will be way down on the priorities list the next couple of days, we're going to be looking at this red flag warning that has been posted by the National Weather Service from Tuesday through Thursday morning because of the showers we've had. Red flag warnings come in various levels in my mind. We just go from fire weather watch to red flag warning, but I go from fire weather watch to red flag warning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Level 10 being the highest. This is a red flag warning level 4, and that's because we've had the scattered showers. Okay, and so there could be fire starts, and the Weather Service is doing the right thing by putting out a red flag warning. But between you and me, the fuel moistures are pretty high. I've been checking around with some folks who are in the know, and they're saying the same thing. PG&E's backed off a little bit on some of their predictions. Everybody's just covering their ass, basically, which is fine. We should. This is the time of year where things get scary. So don't be freaked out by this red flag warning. That's all I'm trying to say. And if there's something to be freaked out about, I will let you know. But I'm not freaked out. Okay, so let's see. There's Mount Tamalpais. Loving that. I hope you can see it. Sometimes this stuff doesn't show up on the screen. There's Golden Gate Bridge, which is the prettiest place in the world. And a couple of my kids and my wife, they just got done doing some traveling around the United States, and we're all Californians. We go way back, I don't know, Avery's like 6 generations, Bill's 6th generation, Northern California. So we go way back, which a lot of you do, and it's hard to do. Most people don't. California's kind of a newer state, right? But they were like, oh my God, I'm so glad to be back home. And so sometimes we tend to overlook how beautiful where we live is because, Hawaii's awesome and Phoenix is awesome and New York. But really, when you get right down to it, man, California is, and come on, don't get me started. All the people, oh, I'm moving. I can't afford this place sucks. Blah, blah. You know what, Elon, all you guys, just go. You weren't Californians to begin with. This is a different place. I talk about it all the time. We're different people. We come from a different place. We're willing to put up with different things to get this kind of beauty, to get this kind of peace of mind. We'll put the motion on the story. I could go on and on about it isn't that beautiful? I love this. I watched this earlier without you. You can see some of the swell. You see the sea haze. That's the haze you see is the big waves, 10, 15-foot waves, breaking on the shoreline, and they're throwing up a sea mist, right? Or a salt haze, if you will, evaporative. Let's watch it one more time to see I think that's right. Some of you guys, if some atmospheric physicist can come in and correct me, that'd be awesome too. But it's big waves, and you see how much salt. That's why cars that are parked along the Great Highway or at Ocean Beach or out in the avenues, they get kind of rusty, right? Because look how far up the avenues that haze goes. So anyway, my rant on California, yeah, it's awesome. And I know we got our problems, but the history of this place and just the latitude, the Mediterranean climate, are you kidding me? Southern California is great, but Northern and Central California, unfreaking real. And so if you want to go and you don't like it here anymore and it costs too much to live here, freaking go, bro. You don't just go, because there's never going to be a problem filling houses here ever. Even after the earthquakes, I can go on. Like after the '06 quake, I should do weather, but after the '06 quake, everybody fled San Francisco, right? My grandfather was there. My grandmother was there. I talked to people who were in the '06 quake. And they fled. Not my ancestors, but many people went to Oakland. That's how Oakland got big. And then people started going down to Southern California. But they all come back. Okay, so this is Mavericks. I mentioned it might break today. This is the still shot. I don't know if I can let me see if I can get to play again for you. I don't know if I can. No, I can't. But if I could, I would. But it's showing about 10 foot. Tide's a little high. Mavericks breaking because the swell's big. You can see some of these sets off Ocean Beach. Large ocean swells, again, to me, a symptom or a sign of really healthy storm center, storm production, the birthplace of storms, the Aleutian Islands, right? That's when these swells show up this big, in early November. They usually show up around first couple weeks of December, the bigger swells. But here they are now, telling me that it is lit. And does that mean a wet year? I hope, but I don't know what it means, truthfully. I just know it's a healthy storm center up there. Big surf along the coast. We had that tragedy out at Bodega Bay yesterday and the day before, where that family and some friends went out boating. It's such a nasty, when you put a little wind on top of some swell, and the fact that it was getting dark, that story is heartbreaking. But just, I mean, I've been in the ocean a lot in my life, as you probably have too. You just don't mess with it. And it makes me sad because those folks were just out to have fun. But the swell's coming up. This doesn't show big here at Steamers Lane because the tide's still high. But in about 2-3 hours, when the tide comes out a little bit, that's going to be a solid 8-10 foot probably on the face, which isn't huge. But for November, it's pretty good size. Okay, so we got wind to talk about. That's where this red flag warning comes from. Again, let's go day by day on this. I am not freaking out about it. It's like a level 4 out of 10 in terms of red flag warnings. It is warranted, I'm sure. But in terms of knowing this place and how much rain we got and how much rain we didn't get, certain places like up in the north part of the state, like in Mount Shasta and Oroville, over an inch of rain, right? And over in that last one, the one before that, I think they got half inch, a quarter, 3/4 of an inch. So fuel moistures are up. So whatever starts, which and there will be, they'll have a good opportunity to get them down. Okay, so here is, I guess what I'm showing you here are, see the lines, those are isotherms. This is the GFS. I'm gonna roll it up and watch, see how they're kind of far apart, not too, but watch when they get together, right? See how they'll start looking like corduroy, right? In here, see that? That's your wind. And that wind will start to come more northeasterly. This wind will come more northerly, but then turn. So when you see the railroad tracks like that, down here, see that? The differential between, this is like Bakersfield, not a lot of wind. Not a lot. There'll be some breezy conditions, but not a lot of wind. And then you see it really, see it when they get close like that. So that's, what is it? That's Wednesday morning. And then Wednesday in the mountains, Wednesday afternoon into Thursday. It looks like a pretty short-lived event. That's the computer model. Does it mean that's what's going to go down? I hope so. I think it will. But that's the story. So this week we got surf to talk about, which is going to die down on, probably start dropping off on Tuesday and Wednesday. We've got the red flag warning to talk about. It's a level 4, something to be concerned about, but don't lose a ton of sleep. Just pay attention to what's going on in your neighborhood, but I'm not sweating it too much. I get why they do it. Air quality is good. It's gonna be a nice week. Go vote if you haven't already. And I know I'm not very political here, but it does suck that half the country feels one way and half the country feels the other way. It's like, this doesn't feel good. If my side wins, I'm not that stoked because half my friends are bummed. Right? It's like, oh God, it just sucks. I guess that's the nature of elections, but it's just a shame that you want everybody to be happy. And again, especially if you live in the Bay Area. Look where we live. Okay, that's a little different one. It's just because there's not a ton of weather to talk about. Hope I didn't ramble too much. Any suggestions would be awesome. Recommend to a friend, because if I could get like more than like 6 subscribers, I'd keep doing this. And I like doing it anyway. But recommend it to a friend, or recommend to me what I could do better. Get a haircut. Maybe wear a nice suit and tie. I don't know. It's all uncharted waters. Okay. Thanks for hanging in.